So how could I get an epidural? I'm still in the tub, I'm still at home, and I'm not even dressed. In between those cluster contractions, I was in my mind thinking, I'm probably not going to make it to the intended hospital that I was supposed to deliver in because it was all the way on the east side. I just knew with how I was feeling, how I was responding to the contractions, that making it to the east side was probably very much unlikely. In between the cluster contractions, I mustered up enough strength to get out of the tub. Once I got into our room, I sat on my birth ball and my husband was throwing clothes at me. It was like a whole ordeal just to try to get me out of the house and ready so that I can get to the hospital. So during those contractions, I want to say that this was probably between 9:30 and 10. They were so powerful that I felt my pelvis rounding out each time the contraction came, which was so crazy because I never felt my pelvis round out before. And I just didn't know if that was normal. I was so fearful because, like I said, I didn't have any cervical exams. I didn't want to rupture my cervix. And I was like, Lord, please help me get through these contractions. I was like, I can't do this without you. I can't do this without you. And it was just purely reliance on God because I can't express how intense those contractions actually were. I had my husband right in front of me. I was holding on to his shoulders. And I was telling my husband, like, babe, like, I feel like it's her head. And the whole time my husband was saying, oh no, it's normal. It's for you to feel pressure down there. It's normal, it's normal. And this time I kept looking down and I kept noticing this rounding out. And then I had another contraction where I literally felt her hair. I felt her hair. It was the most insane thing ever. My birth doula is on the line. She hears me roar at one of these contractions and she tells my husband, you need to grab all the towels that you can because she is going to push. So as my husband is grabbing all of these towels, he throws them on the floor. As soon as these towels hit the floor, your girl was pushing, and in 2 pushes, the baby comes out. The baby literally comes out. Just a side note, when you're pregnant, everything is a mirage until that baby comes out. You can do sonograms, you can feel the baby move, but until you see a human exit your body, it's not real. As soon as Noah comes out in 1 or 2 pushes, she hits the towels. My husband looks at her, I look at her, and we're just like, what do we do? So the doula tells us to pick her up. My husband picks her up. Then I pick her up from him. I pat her back. She starts crying. And I'm holding her in my arms and I'm literally in awe of God that I survived that she survived that. And all I was saying in my head was, thank you, God. Thank you, God, that we're still here. Thank you, God, that, we're alive. And as I'm looking at her in my arms, my husband goes, okay, what do we do? And the doula goes, call 911.